One reaction with Levy, and we're going to break down every game from Week 6 in the NFL. What a week it was. And let's start with the Bears and the Panthers. The Bears won 23-16, and you got to be impressed with this defensive secondary. Really did a nice job holding Teddy B and those receivers in check, and really did a nice job in the red zone. Yes, the Panthers struggled, but a really good job by that Bears defense to carry them to a win, and Nick Foles making a couple big plays. And right now, you look at this Chicago team, you're saying playoffs. There's no NFC East team that's coming out. You got the 49ers struggling in the NFC West, and the Lions and Vikings have been crap in the NFC North. So I like what the Bears are doing. They're in first place in the NFC North. A lot of people say this team is overrated, including me, but you got to be impressed with the record right now. And for Carolina, you got to be better in the red zone. You got to be better in the red zone. There's no excuse for it. They've struggled all year. Got to be better in the red zone. Next, Bengals 27, Colts 31. What a comeback from Phillip Rivers. I thought that was going to be, a lot of people thought that was going to be his last half as a quarterback from that first half, but then he turned it around, had one of his best days. And this team's still working out stuff. Everyone's hating on Rivers, but we're still working out stuff in Indianapolis. They got a really good defense. Darius Leonard will come back. Yes, they struggled, but you got to be impressed with Joe Burrow in this offense. Once Joe Mixon left, they struggled, but you get Mixon in that run game going. They still have that bad offensive line. But Burrow, you see, he's going to be a really, really good quarterback in this league. Lions 34, Jags 16. I'm done with Minshew. I can't watch him on red zone. He's painful to watch. And he scores this two garbage time touchdowns. Jaguars are one of the worst teams in football. Get a quarterback. And for the Lions, impressive showing. You got to be impressed with what Matt Patricia did off a bye. Dominating the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, they're a bad team, but getting DeAndre Swift involved, they're playing for his coaching career. He is, Matt Patricia, and these players are, and you saw that desperation in that game. Falcons 40, Vikings 23. It's the coach gets fired bump. Falcons did a really nice job, even though Cook was out. Defense played a lot better, and for the Vikings, you're 1-5. That's one of the surprising records in this league. Gotta turn it around. Kirk Cousins, is he the next guy out? Washington 20-19, Giants 20. It's closer than this game was. I thought the Giants controlled the majority of this game. A BS interception that was clearly out of bounds for the Giants. And then the scoop and score was great, but Daniel Jones got to convert in the red zone. He makes some good plays, makes some bad plays. Got to be better, Danny Dimes or Danny Turnover. Ravens 30, Eagles 28, and you got to give a lot of credit. I hate these Eagles, but you got to give the credit where it's due. Carson Wentz, a lot of people are hating on him. He's got my tissue box, as I've said in past shows to throw to, and he's making it work. He even lost Zach Ertz, his best tight end, Miles Sanders, his best running back, in that game, and still almost tied it. Besides for a bad two-point conversion call. Got to give this man credit. Carson Wentz, what a day. And I'm going to continue to say it. I said it in my post last week. I said it in Big Thursday. You got to be concerned about the Ravens. Lamar Jackson looks a little banged up. This defense is not as good because they're blitzing a lot, and they don't have the talent in the back end because these guys are hurt. I don't understand. Roman, adjust on the defensive side. But Ravens, Steelers, that's going to be a fight in the AFC North. I got the Steelers right now, and I think the Ravens are going to be in a tough stretch after this bye week this week. Browns 7, Steelers 38. Oh boy. Besides the loss of Devin Bush, that was one of the perfect games played. I mean, this defense dominated. Baker Mayfield got to the quarterback and really dominated a really good offensive line. No one can run on them. I mean, no one can. Maybe because Bush is gone, but this run defense is ridiculous. And if they don't blitz, they got the talent in the back end with Mika Fitzpatrick who can cover tight end, which is very important if you're playing the Baltimore Ravens and Mark Andrews. So they match up really well with Baltimore. Their weakness is the corners, but of course, Baltimore not that strong at receiver. So if you're looking down the line, Big Ben, if he continues to play this well, you got these great two receivers in Claypool, Schuster. Oh, by the way, Deontay Johnson as well will come back. So watch out for this Pittsburgh team. They're loaded. Texans 36, Titans 42. Texans should have won the game. Titans, you got to give Derrick Henry a lot of credit. He's a very, very good running back. But Romeo Crennel kicked the extra point and make him go for 2. And I don't know if that was a catch by A.J. Brown, but a tough loss for Houston. Tennessee rolling right now, 5-0. We'll face Pittsburgh next week. What a game that will be. Broncos 18, Pats 12. I'm not reading too much into this. Pats, Cam Newton had COVID. A lot of these defensive players had COVID. Bill Belichick wasn't in the building. Let's relax on the Pats. They'll be fine. Jets 0, Dolphins 24. Jets, one of the worst teams in football. Dolphins, you're building a good thing, 3-3. I don't know how long it lasts. Tua had his great first couple of plays, which was nice, but we'll see what happens with Fitzpatrick and Tua. Will Fitzpatrick fall off? It'll be interesting down the road. If they're even competing in the playoffs, do you keep Fitzpatrick in, or do you bring in Tua? It's going to be very interesting to see what Flores does down the line. Packers 10, Bucks 38. I mean, Rodgers looked awful, bailed from the game. He threw those 2 picks. He's like, I'm leaving. Bucks needed this game more. They definitely had the motivation. I mean, these defensive linemen, you got Shaq Barrett and JPP causing things. Levante David is ridiculous in the middle. And then these corners held up really well. I mean, they read Rodgers to see what he was doing. And they just feels like they just punched the Packers in the mouth. And that's what you got to do against this football team. Punch them in the mouth, and that's what the Bucks did, and they got a 38-10 victory. Kind of felt like that 49er-Packer game last year. 49ers 24, Rams 16. I mean, the 49ers needed this game more. I picked the Rams last second in Big Thursday, but I was kind of leaning towards those 49ers as I did in my Big Three because they needed this game, and the Rams, it was a weird line. It was a weird game because it was on the road. Rams were only favored by 3. They should have been favored by 6. Shanahan showed up at home, really ran the football, get Jimmy G into some easy throws, move the ball early. That's what you got to do if you want to get back in this division because it's going to be a fight in the NFC West. Chiefs, big win over the Bills. I mean, you stop the pass, okay, but then you got to deal with Clyde Edwards-Helaire and then Bell coming. And that defense played really well. It was a rainy game. I thought maybe that doesn't fit. Maybe Buffalo can get a win because they're tough. But KC out-toughed them. They dominated the offensive line. They didn't even have Mitchell Schwartz or Osmali at left guard. I mean, this was a ridiculous performance. Give KC a lot of credit. Winning in many different ways. That's a Super Bowl contender in my book. Next, Cardinals 38, Cowboys 10. I don't know. McCarthy stinks. I don't understand the Cowboys. They have the most talented offense, but they just can't play. I mean, 10 points? It's Cardinals without Chandler Jones? Yeah, sure, Dalton, but come on. 38 to... it was a terrible performance in every which way, and the Cowboys should be embarrassed, especially on a Monday night. Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones not happy. So those are my reactions from Week 6. We got Big Thursday coming up later this week. Might have a World Series video today as well. Thank you guys.